Right, we've made the drive up to Bulla. It's about a 3.5 hour drive for us from Mount Beauty, maybe 4. And we're here at the 2025 Mountain Bike National Championships. A little bit less on the program this year than usual. No pump track and no adaptive downhill. I'm not too sure what the reasons are behind that. Obviously there's no pump track here except a modular one, which isn't that great. Walk up to the summit to catch the sunset. It's Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, I'm going to try and do a little video every day, just of behind the scenes kind of photo stuff. Shooting for Oz Cycling this year as usual. This is my maybe 6th or 7th year in a row shooting for Oz Cycling. And then I'm going to do some shots for AMB as well this year. I'll try and do a video every day. Not much to talk about today. Might do some rider predictions though, who's going to win. Oh, it's so sick up here. Look at the layers. So we're here at Mount Bulla and it's pretty sick up here. It's just, yeah, full alpine. About, I don't know, 1,700 meters above sea level here. And yeah, both downhill cross country, you're gonna have a pretty good fun time up here. Got the set up here. That's the start of the downhill track where those lights are. So not too shabby. Nice short walk to the start. It's going to be an interesting week, I think. Let's start with the downhill. Going off form in the last 6 months, you can't really go past Troy, can you? He's won Mont-Saint-Anne World Cup. He got a podium at Hardline. I think it might be like he's won 7, maybe 8. So he's going to be hard to beat, I think, this year. The other guys, Luke Smith, obviously he's coming up for a 3-peat. He's won at Bulla before in a national round. Hasn't been in that great a form in the last little kind of 3 months period at the national rounds and Oceanas and that kind of stuff. Jackson Connolly's in good form. Probably would have won Cannonball downhill. He won our race in Mount Beauty so he dominated there, which was pretty cool to see. Jackson Frew's in good form too at the moment. Winning Crankworks pump track. Kaya Hearn, you can't really kind of count him out ever. He's in good form too, and it looks like he's enjoying his riding a lot more in the last couple of months. Who else? Ollie Davis, obviously, but he, coming back from a broken collarbone only a month ago. He's a good dark horse. I reckon he could probably get a win. Obviously, we've got Connor Fear on as well. Can never really count him out of a national podium. Don't think he's got it in him for the win here, but you never know. In the women's, well, it's wide open really, isn't it? You've got Elise Impey coming off a pretty big slam at Hardline, but I feel like if she's healthy, I haven't really seen much of her since Hardline, she's going to be really hard to beat here. Shana Hearn is the other one. She did well in Crankworks, coming back. She was ill, I think, coming into it, so it looks like she's enjoying riding her bike as well a lot more after last year, kind of toning it back for 2025. She's just going to go in the races she wants to go in. Obviously, Ellie Smith is out with a massive injuries, shoulder blade, 5 ribs, punctured lung, concussion. Healing vibes to Ellie. She's that's just massive. So hopefully she's going to be all right for the next little while. It's going to be a long road for her to come back to get to where she was. She's a 2-time national champion, so it's a shame she's not going to be here. Since Tracy Hannah won in Bright, it's literally been Sian or Ellie Smith who's won cross country. Obviously, Rebecca Henderson in Elite, she's going to be really hard to beat. She's still top 10 in the world. She's just moved back into the top 10 overall in the world rankings, and there's been no other Aussie woman even close to that in the last 15 years. So it's pretty much her race to lose, both in short track and in the XCO. I think maybe the biggest contender for her this year will be Izzy Flint. She's been in great form coming into this race. She won Otway Odyssey. She won 2 national rounds down in Hobart. Did she go to Bendigo? I think she went to Bendigo and won there as well. Obviously, Zoe Cuthbert, she's always a threat. XCC especially, I feel like she's going to be right up there at the pointy end. I don't know the course that well here, if it's fast or if it's technical. I feel like it's going to be fast, which could suit Zoe if it's technical and fast instead of like just long, brutal climbs. I feel like it will suit her pretty well here. So we could have a Zoe Cuthbert kind of redemption tour here, which would be pretty cool. I'm a big fan of Zoe Cuthbert. Other elite women, Catherine Hosking obviously is always a threat for a podium. Catherine McInerney, I'm not sure if she's going to be here, but she's always pretty keen at this time of year. In the elite men, Jack Ward, he's just going to win it hands down, I reckon, this year. I think he's won 6 out of 7 national rounds here coming into this race, so it's pretty much, he's just in the best form of his life, and he's been in good form for the last couple of years. So technically I think he's still an under 23, but he will race elite. Scott Bowden, I feel like, is also in really good form at the moment. He was really good last year. I think he got a podium last year in the short track. Cam Ivory, obviously defending champion, is not in the greatest form, but you can't really count out Cam Ivory at a national champs. He's always going to be there. The other guy you can't really count out is Dan McConnell. He said it's his last race this week at national level, so he's won it, I don't know, how many times? 9 times, I think he's won the national title. So it's going to be sad to see him go. You know, he's a 4-time Olympian. He's a World Cup winner. He's World Cup overall top 3. So yeah, it's going to be kind of sad to see Dan go. He's been at the top in elite cross country here in Australia for 20 years. Yeah, it'll be super cool to see him compete here again. I think it's going to get pretty emotional amongst all the guys, which will be pretty cool to see, and it'll be quite special to be a part of, I think. So the only guy or girl that I've really seen who is going to make waves over the next kind of 5 years, or maybe 10 years, is Connor Wright. I feel like he is the next Cadell Evans of Australia. I feel like if he sticks on the mountain bike, he could be, you know, the best we've ever seen that comes out of Australia. So no pressure, Connor, but yeah, stay on the mountain bike, buddy. We'll see how it all shapes up. But yeah, my predictions for the wins: Troy and Elise in the downhill, Zach Bradley for the juniors. Cross country, Rebecca Henderson is going to be hard to beat. Jack Ward is going to be hard to beat. We'll see how else the other categories pan out. It's going to be good to watch. It'll be good to see some new people come up. I know a lot of the under 23s have moved up to elite, so it's a whole new squad coming through to under 23s and into the juniors. So it's always good to see the new talent coming through, and I'll be there to report it and show you who's coming up through.